Okay guys, so we're doing this kind of late. We kept debating if I wanted to do it today or wait till tomorrow for when the sunlight came back up, but we're just gonna do it today because I think we have a lot going on tomorrow and I just need to get it over with. With this video, it's probably going to be a little bit longer because I wanted to go into more detail about Kason and his situation. I give you guys more detail than the first video. I just kind of told you what was going on and stuff. Sorry if I look tired. I am exhausted. It's been a very long and exhausting week. So, yeah, we're finally at the end of the week and I have days off, but I'm still very tired. But, so with Kason's situation, what it is that, I can't remember if it was when he turned 2 or 3. I had a good pregnancy and a good birthing experience, no other issues. He had no other issues. Like he was, I mean, the only thing he had was like allergy induced asthma when he was like from a newborn to 1, but I think he literally maybe had like 1 ear infection in that time. Like he really did not have very many issues. So I want to say it was when it was when he turned 1. They asked me if he was saying any words and I think he said maybe 2 to 3 words, maybe like mama. I think he said, I can't remember. It was just, I know it was very little. So as time went on, he had another checkup and he still wasn't saying many words like they said he was supposed to be saying. I believe it was 20 plus words at 18 months, if I believe, and he wasn't saying that many words. I think it was still the 2 or 3. So then we went to a speech therapist, like they did the evaluation for him and everything. So then they ended up doing speech therapy, physical therapy, and occupational therapy. He passed his hearing test, so he has selective hearing, but he can hear you. He hears just fine. And so he started doing speech therapy. And he did physical therapy for a little while, but with this last evaluation he had, they said they don't think he needs physical therapy. But he's now doing occupational therapy. We just started and we had our first session yesterday. So it was mainly just, you know, therapies at that time. And then another checkup later on, I think it was when he was closer to 2. His pediatrician did mention that he could be on the autistic spectrum, but that they don't test them for that until later. So time went on, he still has done his therapies, and this last time we went, she said the same thing, that he could be on the autistic spectrum. And at first I didn't really think he could be, just because he is very, very friendly. He talks to strangers all the time. He just goes up to random people and will hold their hand. He doesn't have any issues with that. He makes great eye contact. So, of course, what I knew about autism, I was like, no, I don't know about that. And then, as time went on and I did more research on autism, then I realized, okay, so yeah, he could be, it's just different. There's not like a certain, like, there's a lot that autistic kids do similar, but it's not the exact same for every kid. You know, everything's different for them. So there's a lot of things that are different for Kason. So yes, his occupational therapist, she did her evaluation. She said the same thing about him being on the autistic spectrum. We were trying to get in with a developmental specialist, but it's been very difficult because I feel like there's very limited resources for things like that in Midland, and especially if you're on Medicaid, like a lot of places don't take it. So of course the one in Midland, they're full right now, and there is 2 in Lubbock, and they don't take Medicaid either. And we applied for a center in Dallas, and at first they sent us a paper saying that he was on a waiting list. So of course it was very frustrating because I'm trying to get him, you know, diagnosed so I can get help with him, so I can understand him more. I mean, I know he's my son and I can understand him just by watching him, but there's still a lot I don't know. So it's been very, very frustrating, and this week was very frustrating because it was not a good week for us. But then we got good news at the end of the week, and we got a letter that says he does have an appointment in September, so he'll have an appointment with the one in Dallas. Thank goodness. So he'll be going to that, and he has another appointment with MISD, and they have like a speech therapist and a developmental specialist, and they do an evaluation to see if he qualifies for PPCD, which is another program through the school that would help him. So that would be really, really good if we could get him into that as well. But it's kind of, everything's like a waiting process here. Like we're constantly on waiting list and things like that. So it can be frustrating. But he started occupational therapy, and I've already received so much good information and tips from his therapist. So that is exciting, but this week has just been rough. He's had a very rough week. We just haven't listened very well. His issues are a lot of behavior issues, and you know, like listening and comprehending, and the fact that he can't communicate what he wants doesn't help. So he gets very frustrated. So of course we get frustrated, or I get frustrated. So it's been a long week. He has an issue with sometimes he's too rough. So with his babysitter this week, I think some other kids that go there as well, or like her daughter, he's just been rough this whole week, and it's just difficult because sometimes I don't know like what works for him to learn. You're not supposed to do that because he doesn't learn. That's part of his like occupational therapy. They say, you know, like for other kids, they get in trouble for something, or for example, if they fall off something and hurt themselves, you know, most of the time they learn from it. He doesn't. Disciplining's does not work very well. People are like, oh, do you know, put him in timeouts? Yes, but all he knows is he's getting in trouble. He doesn't understand why he's getting in trouble, so that's not helping him learn. Okay, I got in trouble because I'm not supposed to hit my friend or anything like that. So it's been a long week. We tried to go to church on Wednesday, and same thing, I had to leave early just because he wasn't cooperating, and you know, they were just having issues. They're very sweet about it, very understanding. You know, I told them about his situation, so they were like, okay, that's fine. Now that you let us know that, we can, you know, kind of work with him as well. Like, we understand he may not be able to do everything the same, I guess, just because he doesn't comprehend everything the same. But he just wasn't having it that day, and so recently I've noticed, because we tried to do T-ball through the YMCA as well, and I ended up taking him out, just because I've noticed he does separate himself from other kids. Older kids he loves because I guess he thinks they're fun, and then a lot of the boys, you know, they like to wrestle. So he's fine being rough with them, but kids his age, you know, he can't be rough with like that. Like that's too much. You know, he needs to know, okay, it's enough, not now, or he doesn't know when enough is enough, or like when we're done. He just wants to continue on. So it has honestly been a very rough week for us. I'm honestly exhausted. I've been trying to work with putting him on a new schedule and stuff, and we're trying a chore chart. Like, we're just trying a lot of different things. I'm trying to use the tips that his occupational therapist gave me. So yes, we've just been kind of working hard, and it's a little tiring, and of course frustrating when I feel like we've just had a rough week, and like it just kind of feels like there's no improvement. And I know I'm being really I guess it may sound negative, but I'm just kind of being honest. Like, I'm just being raw with it, to be honest, because like, I'm tired. It's been exhausting. It's been a rough week for us, and sometimes it does get discouraging. And that's kind of why I wanted to make these videos. And I know it's barely the second video, and I'm already telling you guys this, but it's been a hard week, and I know that we just need to keep pushing forward and stuff. But the good news about him going to the developmental specialist definitely helped. So if you guys know of any developmental specialists too in this area, or you have any tips in regards to you know, autistic kids or just kids in general throwing fits and hitting, and you have tips that you want to share with me, please share that with, you know, share those with me, because I don't mind. I love feedback. I love other people's opinions, and like tell me what they do for their kids too, because if I can try that with him and it works for him, then that's awesome too. So thank you guys, and I hope you guys liked it. Sorry it was a little more blunt this time, but that's why I wanted to do these. So hopefully you guys kind of understand a little bit more of the situation, and it just kind of gives you a better, hopefully it just gave you guys a better understanding of his situation, where he's at. But alright guys, I'll talk to you hopefully next week. I'll try, like I said, I'm going to try to make a video every week, so hopefully next week we'll make another one, and I'll update you guys on how our therapy went, and what we're trying and what we're not trying, or what just didn't work for us. Okay.
Okay.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Mwah.